We all have our favorite apps that we use on a daily basis, like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube. We have a positive experience while using these apps because the layout of the pages are easy to maneuver, and the algorithm allows for us to see our favorite creators and content fairly quickly. Now imagine you're maneuvering a new website or app where the buttons are really tiny, the layout's messy, the pages are wordy, and you can't easily find what you're looking for. That makes your experience on the app less enjoyable, which in return will make you less inclined to use the app. As a computer science major, I'm interested in becoming a UX designer and integrating my creativity with technology to create user-friendly platforms. Essentially, that is the job of UX designers, to ensure that every digital platform, whether it's an app or website, is easy to navigate, accessible for anyone, and ensures a positive experience for the user. Platforms need to be designed in a way that is user-friendly and minimizes frustration for the user while using the said website or app. So for example, some may say that Indeed or ZipRecruiter are easier websites to navigate for job search because of its cleaner and more organized layout, as opposed to websites like LinkedIn, where it can feel a bit cluttered and a bit wordy for some users to use. This goes to show that poorly designed websites will drive users away if the simplicity of the website isn't there. Now, of course, LinkedIn is a great website for job search and making connections. However, some users may have a less positive experience, which in turn will make them less inclined to use it compared to other sites like Indeed. Another step in the UX design process that designers have to keep in mind is that platforms need to be accessible for everyone, including those with disabilities. So even those who don't have disabilities, accessible features such as the speak to chat or captions are great features for anyone to use. For example, utilizing Siri for any questions you may have, or the voice feature on messages for a hands-free experience is beneficial for lots of users, specifically those who are visually impaired or don't have access to their hands. Also, minor features that you probably don't think about as much, like night shift mode, text size options, color contrast, those are all accessible features that UX designers have created to make it beneficial for anyone to use. UX designers are constantly improving platforms, which is why when you get a new iOS update for your iPhone, it's a new and exciting feature that you'll probably use more than you think. Such as, I know for me, I use the one-handed keyboard on the iPhone a lot. If I'm laying on one side of the bed and I want to use one hand to type, that's a great feature that I use a lot, and I'm sure there are lots of features on your phone that you use more than you think. Now, the last thing that UX designers have to keep in mind is putting the user's needs first and building that emotional connection when designing so that users, when they're using whatever platform it is, have a positive experience. So for example, creating a cohesive color scheme, adding animations, encouraging messages, sound effects. These are all examples of features that will make a platform for someone more enjoyable to use. So for example, let's say you're doing homework on Khan Academy, and I'm sure that no one wants to do homework on Khan Academy, but every time you get an answer right, it says good work and it throws confetti on the screen. It's just a way to keep the user motivated, and it's just a nice little surprise at the end of each problem that you get right. These are minor features that UX designers do to create a more positive experience. Or let's say you're using the Duolingo app, and the animations of the owl will say good work and have a little sound effect when you get the answer right. Things like that are features that they have to keep in mind. So overall, UX design is the backbone of why you enjoy the features and why you enjoy the platforms that you use, because it creates a seamless and positive experience while using it. I'm sure if TikTok didn't have a very cohesive layout where you could just continuously swipe up to the next video fairly quickly, we probably wouldn't be using it as much as we do. But overall, UX designers make sure to prioritize that their platforms are smooth, inclusive, and enjoyable for anyone.